Could Dexter Morgan get Michael from GTA 5 on his table? Michael is a former bank robber and a career criminal who faked his death to escape the dangerous life, but eventually got pulled back into crime in Los Santos. Known for his ability to commit murder and other serious crimes while avoiding capture, he fits the profile of someone Dexter would target. In Dexter Season 7, we see Dexter successfully handle high-level criminals like Isaac Serco, who operated with precision and discipline. Compared to Isaac, Michael is less careful, often reckless, and makes emotional decisions. His poor relationships with his family and his habit of heavy drinking would make him an easier target for someone as meticulous as Dexter. He would track Michael on a night when he's been drinking heavily and use his M99 tranquilizer to knock him out. From there, the rest is history. Could Dexter Morgan get Arthur Morgan on his table? Now, just like Dexter, Arthur was too at a very young age exposed to violence, because at 14 he joined the Dutch Vanders gang. He's the gang's most prominent member. He is the strongest and most versatile. He's always willing to do whatever is needed to get the job done. On multiple occasions, he's the target of assassination, ambush, or even capture attempts. Three of the things Dexter is very good at, so he'd know what to look for if Dexter ever tried to sneak up on him. Although Dexter himself is very skilled, strong, and strategic just like Arthur, it makes this matchup more intense. With both opponents' body counts being very high and both being very deadly, it's honestly very hard to tell who'd win. This is why it comes down to circumstance. If Dexter was in Arthur's world, he'd lose because he would have none of his resources or any modern forensic tech to even do his job. But if Arthur was in Dexter's world, he would crumble just like Dexter would crumble in his. Could Dexter Morgan get William Afton on his table? William Afton, also known as the Purple Guy or Springtrap, is the owner of Afton Robotics and co-founder and owner of Fazbear Entertainment. Afton is a serial killer responsible both directly and indirectly for nearly every tragedy in the Five Nights at Freddy's universe. His human appearance is largely unknown, seen only vaguely in the series' minigames. If Dexter were to uncover William's secret and piece together his horrific crimes, it would be an incredible feat. But even then, facing Springtrap, a near indestructible animatronic enhanced version of William, would likely be more than Dexter could even handle. With Springtrap's inhuman durability and terrifying strength, it's hard to imagine Dexter defeating him to get him on his table. Could Dexter Morgan survive the Squid Games? The Squid Game is a deadly competition where 456 people, desperate for money, fight for a huge cash prize. The games are brutal, and losing means certain death. For Dexter, he wouldn't join the Squid Games out of desperation. No, he joined for justice. Dexter would likely see the Squid Games as a cruel, twisted form of entertainment run by powerful people exploiting and killing others just for their entertainment. For example, the frontman who oversees the Squid Game is a former winner and skilled ex-police officer. But Dexter has outsmarted police officers before, like Sergeant James Dokes, who had special ops training. With the frontman's masked guards patrolling the operations, Dexter would likely disguise himself as one of them. Using his stealth, he could isolate the frontman and take him out without drawing any attention. If anyone could unravel the Squid Games from the inside, it's Dexter. Could Dexter Morgan get the Joker on his table? Now, the Joker is a criminal mastermind and an expert manipulator. He's one of the most unpredictable and psychologically formidable villains in the DC universe. While he has enough combat skills to hold his own against Batman, he doesn't match Dexter's precision in hand-to-hand combat. Dexter's method of stalking, tracking, and tranquilizing his victims as a part of his ritual would fail against the Joker's chaos and unpredictability. And Dexter strives on routine. I mean, hell, even Batman struggles to track the Joker, making it nearly impossible for Dexter to follow his usual process. The only realistic way Dexter might get the Joker on his table would have to be through direct combat. Ultimately, the Joker's unpredictability makes him an opponent that Dexter is unlikely to overcome. Could Dexter Morgan get Chucky on his table? Now, this is an interesting matchup. Chucky, being nearly immortal, can endure a lot of damage and even return from apparent death by transferring his soul into other dolls. However, he feels pain like a human and can be temporarily stopped, like when he was shot in the heart in the first movie of Child's Play. While Chucky ultimately came back, this vulnerability gives Dexter an opening. Chucky's strength might match that of a grown adult, but Dexter's combat skills and methodical nature would likely neutralize that advantage. Dexter's precision and planning would make it almost inevitable for him to get Chucky on his table. It'll also be a really hard match though, because Chucky is small and slippery, but in the end, bro, I think Dexter can handle. Could Dexter Morgan get Light Yagami on his table? Now both Dexter and Light share a twisted sense of justice. They believe in eliminating those they deem unworthy. However, Light would fit Dexter's code as he has crossed a line by killing innocent people, like FBI agent Ray Benber. In Death Note, the genius detective L comes very close to exposing Light, but ultimately fails. Despite being arguably smarter and more methodical than Dexter, Dexter, on the other hand, has an advantage that L lacks. He deeply understands the mind of a killer because he is one. However, to put Light on his table, Dexter would first have to prove beyond doubt that Light is Kyra, and that is very hard, and that would ultimately prevent Dexter from getting Light on his table. Could Dexter Morgan get Ghostface on his table? Since Ghostface has been portrayed by multiple individuals, let's focus on the strongest, Roman Bridger. While Scream 3 is often seen as one of the weaker movies in the series, Roman's skills are very impressive. He has the highest kill count, he worked alone, and he planned everything with careful precision. His intelligence makes him a dangerous opponent. For Dexter though, this would be a walk in the park for him. He could easily take down Roman or any Ghostface. However, the real challenge isn't defeating one Ghostface, because as we all know, a new killer always picks up the mask for the sequel. So the real question is, could Dexter outlast the endless cycle of Ghostface copycats?